After 10 years, yeah, as a firefighter, I had one of our random drug screenings. And, on that, I knew what the results were going to be ahead of time. I presented the testing facility with my orders from my doctor for the medicinal. It was ignored, basically. I was called in for several hearings regarding everything. Again, presented my valid order from my physician, also ignored. I was presented with the option of basically a contract. So I would be off without pay for 30 days. I would have to find myself a drug rehabilitation outpatient. Right, yes. I would have to attend and complete that.
That's like
That's
$3,000.
infuriating.
Yep, at my own expense. I would have to do all that, and then I was allowed to come back.
That's reinforcing stigma. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, any person would be like, I don't want anything to do with marijuana after all this.
Right, and it's also an admission of guilt that you violated the policy that my department at the time had, which I did not, because part of their policy is, obviously you cannot have such and such drugs with the exception of, and part of that is a valid prescription / recommendation from a physician, which I had. So that's kind of, where we are now. But yeah, ultimately I was terminated for this. And, I feel very confident that you can find anybody who I worked with who had anything negative to say about my job performance. I took a lot of pride in my job, especially being from this city. It meant a lot to me to work here and to, tend to the people that, I grew up around, and, it meant a lot to me. So, being terminated, it definitely affected me heavily, very, very heavily, especially given what I'd given to that department. Like, it hit home.